All right, Bears Saints. Fuck the Bears, man. They suck. But Trubisky won the MVP.
They play a soul-sucking version of football.
It's exhausting.
I respect you for being able. You've watched, 4 hours a week, 4 times 16. What's 4 times 16, Jake?
64.
64. You've watched 64 hours.
Dude.
That's like 3 days of soul-sucking Bears football this year.
It's it actually is exhausting. Like at halftime, I went and sat in my corner at my desk and just sat. Like I didn't look at my phone. I just sat because I was like, I need a break from watching this fucking team try to play football. I don't even want to everyone saw it. They suck. There was only one shitty performance, truly shitty performance this weekend. One shitty game. It was the Bears. Like, how many times do I have to watch them get absolutely pantsed on national television and looking like absolute clowns and jumping off sides and fucking Anthony Miller get the fuck off of my team, punching people after everyone knew that was coming from CD Deuce or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, CD
Deuce. Who's the best shit talker in the world, apparently.
CD Deuce is the best pest. He's an MVP, most valuable pest. He got 2 Bears kicked out of games for throwing punches this year. He got Michael Thomas relegated to the sidelines for 9 days. He is a great shit talker. He's like meta world peace. He's meta world war.
How about Javon Wims? Javon Wims was the first CD Deuce person. He punched CD Deuce, gets kicked out of the game, gets suspended for 2 games. The Bears bring him back. Like Matt Nagy, you talk about culture, you talk about building a winning culture and all this fucking mumbo jumbo, and you get so emotional all the time. You brought back a guy who did that, who's not even a very good player, and then he comes, he drops a sure thing, absolute dime. Like, you are the Chicago Bears. Your offense sucks. You get very few chances to have a trick play not only work, but Mitch Trubisky throw an absolute fucking dime from 50 yards, and it goes through the receiver's hands, who you should have cut in October because he cost you then. And then the same thing happens to another guy this week because guess what? You didn't cut the first guy, and now Anthony Miller's like, hey, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not going to get cut. Cut him today. I know the season's over, but either way, the Bears are just soul-sucking. Like, I also love the fact that they went deep, they tried that play, and then they kind of never went deep again. Like, they're like,
that was their shot. The game does change though. If they catch that, if that's a touchdown. Totally.
And
right
the Cole
Kmet
penalty, which was terrible.
That was a bad call.
Fuck you, Alex Kemp. You fucking piece of shit. I fucking hate you. You're the worst. That's the ref crew that I always hate. Jake, I'm actually mad at you, by the way.
I told you.
Yeah, he did.
You did. Jake,
tweeted at you.
Jake, tweeting at me is not telling me next time Alex Kemp has a fucking crew and he's in a game
and
that
I told
is important.
You in person, I think.
Yeah, Jake, here's what we're going to do, though.
It has to be on the podcast?
No, you have to put a piece of paper in front of me stating what game Alex Kemp is reffing, and I have to sign it and date it.
Okay, I assume
that's the only way this is going to work.
Get it notarized.
All right,
you have to treat Big Cat
no
like.
Way he gets
you don't know. I can't. There's too much shit going on.
Like it's that movie Memento. So Big Cat needs to have like a post-it note.
Yes,
you have to write it down on a post-it note every morning and put it on your computer. You have to have
a picture of me holding it up, being like, when the first quarter started, and they were like, and now we go to the crew. Alex Kemp. I was like, fuck. This fucking guy just can't get rid of him.
But I knew the first time I saw it, I told you. In one form or another.
All right, so the Bears suck. I hate him. I hate Matt Nagy.
You got to have a poster that says, this is Alex Kemp. He is against you. Do not trust his lies.
Right. Exactly. So I hate him. I hate Matt Nagy. Mitch needs to be set free. Mitch, we've been through it a million times.
Are you talking about the MVP?
The MVP. Let's get to that in a second. But Mitch, we've been through it. It's not going to work. I don't know. I hope he has a great career. He's a nice guy. It makes no sense that you have a quarterback. Like, remember we had this conversation a month ago where it's like, hey, we're going to keep Matt Nagy. Do you think I can keep Mitch? This is exactly why they can't both coexist, because Matt Nagy doesn't trust Mitch Trubisky. So he puts handcuffs on the guy and then's like, hey, go out and try to win a playoff game with handcuffs on. We'll do a trick play and then we'll never throw deep again. The whole thing's a joke. The defense tried their hardest. They're offsides. They're bad coached. Just a fucking dumpster fire of an organization. This is the opposite of the Washington football team. They're losing this playoff game, and I feel even worse. I feel worse because there feels like there's no end in sight. It's just going to be the same product over and over because that's what it's always been. It's always been this product. It's always been this exact iteration of the Bears where they just suck the life out of you when they have the ball on the offensive. Somehow, the entire NFL has changed everything they do to play offensive football except the Chicago Bears. They're the only franchise that hasn't figured out that you can score points in 2020. It's like illegal to them. Cody Parkey scored more points than the Bears today.
He did.
He scored more points than the Bears today. Like they scored 9 points, but they really scored 3 points because the touchdown at the end was kind of just whatever. And Jimmy Graham makes a great catch. And it's just maddening. It's terrible. It's gross. I hate it. And I can't wait for next season because I'll probably sell myself into them winning the NFC North.
I had forgotten about that touchdown at the end until you just remind me right now. Fuck Matt Nagy. Was he allowed to kick an extra point?
So the
even
rule,
if he wanted to?
No, they changed the rule.
He couldn't send out.
No.
God damn
They
it.
changed the rule. So
I wish they had never scored that touchdown
If
then.
an extra point doesn't change, they might actually have to change this rule when gambling becomes legalized everywhere. But if an extra point doesn't change the outcome of a game,
it does change the outcome.
This is
I
the
would
rule,
have
though.
won my bet.
I know. I think they might have to change this rule, but that's why.
That sucked, man. That the end of that game sucked just because they got me so close. And it was like I was rooting for Mitch on that last drive, just out of the possibility that maybe we could see an MVP-type performance out of him and get a touchdown that would cover the spread. And at least your defense is good. Your defense is still good.
Are they?
Yeah, your defense is fine.
Yeah,
the Saints,
I know. They don't tackle.
also
They
the
have third
Saints-
downs all day.
Saints weren't great.
No, the Saints are who we thought they are. They like, as crazy as it is, and everything I just said about the Bears, this was a completely winnable game going into the second half. Like the Bears were in a game where they could have won it if they had any type of just base level competency. They don't, so they couldn't. But like the Saints, Drew Brees, you can't stretch the field with him. Their defense is good, but then sometimes it's not good. I don't know. We'll see. Next week's going to be very interesting against the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm just glad that this was the Nickelodeon game.
Yeah, let's talk about
the fact that the Bears were such a miserable team to watch offensively, all of their games should be on the Nickelodeon channel because it makes it so much more visually entertaining to watch the Bears when you get some neon colors mixed in there. I love the slime. It felt like I was watching football on acid when they had the first down marker and it was like glowing green with slime. The first down line that they had go across the field, it was thicker. It was like twice as thick as it normally is. It was visually, I felt amazing watching it, even though it was a soul-sucking brand of football. And I understand from your perspective that like you don't want your clown show of a football team to be featured on the Clown Network. But for me, it was like this makes this football game fun.
The first half, it was torture because I had Billy who legitimately was like, "Oh, we got to slime people." Like Billy, he's 10 years old. I was sitting next to a 10-year-old watching this game. Billy, you can talk.
Why wouldn't we watch the game on Nickelodeon?
Because it was a playoff game
it's
with
the
my
one
team
game
in it.
that
I
is
know.
on Nickelodeon.
It was
Why wouldn't we
objectively
watch
better. It was an objectively
joined
better
me in here. I
broadcast.
wasn't here the whole game.
It's hard to not feel like a complete joke when your team is a joke and then you're on a joke fucking network.
We missed
with
so
slime.
much cool stuff.
Okay, well, you saw it. That was the thing I couldn't understand.
wanted to
we
hear
had
it, too.
6 televisions. We had the Nickelodeon channel on the entire time. We had the sound on the CBS. As soon as I don't know why my alarm's going off. As soon as the game was out of reach, because pretty much when the Saints scored 14 points, that was officially out of reach. We just switched to trying to get Mitch Trubisky his MVP award, and that became fun because
the Nickelodeon valuable player.
He got the MVP. He won it running away.
The most prestigious NFL award. Only one winner. He's the first. He's the youngest MVP winner. Russell Wilson's never won it. You know who else hasn't won a Big Cat? Patrick Mahomes. Deshaun Watson.
Listen, I know that this is recency bias, but tired Super Bowl Lombardi trophies, wired MVPs.
MVP. And I'm so glad that it worked out that way. I think we were going to try to get Jameis Winston the MVP but you couldn't vote for him because he wasn't
Correct.
playing. But Mitch was right there at the top. Mitch ended up going home with 49%. Like, it was a landslide.
A landslide.
It was a fucking dominant victory by Mitch. And they tried to steal our MVP, too. They tried to give it to Drew Brees on their show.
Right.
They saw the numbers, and all of a sudden, the numbers stopped. And then next thing you knew, there were going to be hundreds of thousands of votes that just appeared in the middle of the day that went for Drew Brees. Like, it's his birthday. He's old. He sucks now. He loves kids. He's got kids that watch Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to steal. We stopped the steal. They were trying to give it to Drew.
Yep.
Mitch Trubisky. I don't know if he has. Do you think he has any like bonuses in his contract
He
tied
should.
to MVP
It's
awards?
now officially on Pro Football Reference, 2021 MVP.
Yeah.
We're selling a shirt. It was the perfect encapsulation of pretty much life, where pain, suffering, watching the Bears, and just miserable time. What do you do with it? You don't talk it through. You don't try to change. You just bury it with humor.
Yeah,
and make the whole goddamn thing a joke.
But you know what? He got the blimp. The
Oh, it was
orange
great. I had a
blimp.
great time. It
Do
was
you
the best fourth quarter of a losing playoff game I've ever had.
Do you think that they went into the locker room and gave him the trophy? I
hope so.
I don't think they did.
I want the trophy. I want it.
I think they just like announced it on the game, and then they were like, you know what, we can't.
For people who don't have Twitter, they literally, so Nickelodeon had vote for our MVP, Nickelodeon Valuable Player, and we just started tweeting it. We got Mitch for MVP trending on Twitter. He won the vote with 50%. It's a fake award. What's the guy's name? Lex Blumpkin?
Lex
had to
Lumpkin.
give it to him?
Lex Lumpkin.
Lex Blumpkin had to give it to him?
Yeah, Lex Blumpkin gave it to Mitch.
And the whole thing was a farce, but we spent the entire fourth quarter trying to rig an election, and it was fun.
We ended up playing ourselves
Why?
because
Oh, Billy's mad because no one
I'm
got
mad.
slimed.
No, Billy's
No,
mad because
I'm-
we violated the sanctity of the Nickelodeon football
No,
game.
this is what happened. Basically, their plan to real live slime someone during the broadcast was to slime the MVP winner.
Yeah.
And since it was on the losing team, no one wanted to come out to receive the trophy.
They should've
So
slimed
no one
Mitch.
got slimed.
They should
I
have.
know.
They should have.
But again, you were so mad, and it was like, does no one care
I
about
wanted
the
to see
slime?
someone get slimed.
This is where when I say I had to watch next to a 10-year-old, this is what I'm
no,
talking
but
about.
we watched
You were
Nickelodeon broadcast.
legitimately upset that we didn't get slime. You're like, where was the slime?
You don't get it.
It would.
No, I get it.
It would have been very funny though if they had slimed Mitch after that game and handed him the trophy.
Sean Payton did get slimed, not live on
So you
air,
feel
but
good?
2 hours
So
later.
you got your
no, it was
slime
like
on.
it was a fake sliming.
Yeah?
It was
Okay.
The only thing, there were two things I didn't like about the broadcast. One was the SpongeBob net. I didn't like the SpongeBob net.
God damn it. I was just envisioning
it was too
missing
much.
a huge kick with the
Yeah,
SpongeBob net.
it
It
was-
would have been so bad.
And have the SpongeBob net laugh at you
Yeah.
because you missed. What would that sound like, Billy? But yeah, I didn't like that. It reminded me of the popsicle. It just made me want to eat a SpongeBob popsicle.
True.
And then the other part was young Sheldon. This fucking young Sheldon kid that kept
explaining
popping
them.
up and nerd-splaining to me. He's like Darren Ravel. That's exactly what Darren Ravel looked like when he was a kid, except I don't know what this young Sheldon's kid's deal is, but he's fucking obsessed with buttons.
Yeah.
He's got more buttons on his shirt than anybody in the history of mankind. And he's always popping up saying the most annoying shit. Well, I'm
The
trying to
worst.
sit here and engineer a rigged election for an MVP.
Yeah, that was the moment that I wanted to actually I wanted to just end it all. I wanted to end the whole room. I wanted to light the whole room on fire and have us all die. When I was watching the Bears in the playoffs get a pick, have the pick be overturned, and Nate Burleson was like, see the tip of the ball? It's like a dog's nose coming out of there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Kill me now.
So that ball hit the ground, kind of like if you'd imagine a dog's nose sniffing a carpet.
Yeah,
And it's
that
like,
was,
yep,
and I was
that's-
like, if
Nate,
I had a
that's
grenade,
exactly what I thought.
would have pulled the pin and handed it to Frank the Tank, and we all would have blown up.
I did see some people complaining
being
on
dramatic.
Twitter, and it was very, very funny to see adults that were like replying to tweets, getting mad at the Nickelodeon broadcast. They're like, "This is the worst broadcast in sports history." It's like, dude, you're willingly watching
You're
a
opting in.
children's network.
You're opting in.
And you're getting mad about it. There's another channel where if you want to hear
Yeah.
the most adult people on the planet, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, talk about a football in very serious tones and drab colors, you're more than welcome to hit that last button on your
Right.
remote control. As for me, I want to see some fucking neon slime
Yeah.
on the field.
Any
The
other
broadcasters did a great job explaining. They did a great job explaining.
any
the game.
other game I would have been in, it's just very hard to stomach the Nickelodeon channel when your team's getting pantsed on live television for the 10th time this year.
I understand that, but on behalf of the rest of America, thank you for making the Bears broadcast entertaining, Nickelodeon.